Hi, today we are going to talk about change.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Fremde, étranger, stranger. Glücklich zu sehen, just is enchanté. Happy to see you, bleibe reste stay.
So change is this one thing that many people want, but they're not capable to do sometimes. Perhaps because of their own fears or because of the advice of some friends, surroundings, family members, colleagues. Well, change is this thing that is wanted, but at the same time, it is so feared. So why is it so? I would say that simply because change is seen as deviance. You know, people are used to live in a routine, to do the same thing every day, and they feel safe like that. So whenever you talk about change, or whenever you would, let's say, come up with an idea and go and share it with a friend or a family member or whatever, you can notice that they are not so encouraging, because that is totally against the routine that people are used to. You wake up, you know what you are going to do, you know what you are going to eat, you know with whom you are going to meet. There is no change in your life. And it is simply not meant to everyone. Not everyone wants to make a change in their life. Or the amount of change made differs from a person to another. And here is where I want to talk about Merton's 5 types of deviance. Well, he calls it deviance, but I think that is not deviance. That is just the way that each person of us might think of change. Again, I would like to remind you that
this is a sociology channel. So I'm talking about change in the perspective of sociology. And this is just like one side of seeing things.
So here I'm going to talk about Merton's 5 types of deviance, but I'm not going to call it deviance. I'm just going to call it maybe the different personalities and how these different personalities choose to live their lives and a certain amount of change they're ready to take into their life. So first of all, I would like to clarify the term institutional means and then cultural goals. When I talk about institutional means, it means the institutional means that you can use to make a certain amount of change in your life. This can be how you can open, let's say, a company, a school, how you can get into a job. So institutional means, it means all the means that you can use to achieve your cultural goals. For example, you want to gain money. The society gives you certain ways to gain money. Either you are going to study, go to university and get to a job and start gaining money, or you are going to go and open your own company and start gaining money, or you're not going to study at all and just start some mini jobs or start doing some jobs to gain money. This is how I can explain institutional means. On the other hand, when we talk about cultural goals is more different than institutional means, but they are connected. Cultural goals are the goals that are set by the culture of a certain society. So a certain society has a general and a common meaning of what a goal, of what a life goal should look like. For example, it might be having a family, or being financially independent, or having 4 kids, or so and so, having a car and a house and 4 kids and 2 wives. It depends on each society. So to achieve these cultural goals, you need to use this institutional means. And here we're going to talk about the 5 types of deviance.
But I want to call it the 5 types of personalities and how they are ready to get into their life. And yeah, anyway.
1. Conformity. Conformity is including those people who want to achieve the cultural goals using the institutional means, which means they want to have a wife and 3 children and a car and a house. This is their goal. They are conforming to the society. They don't want to think any bigger. They don't want to have their own goals. They don't want to be different. This is how they feel. They feel happy. This is how they want to be, how they feel happy. So to achieve this cultural goal,
they go and study and get a job and start getting a salary and using that salary to buy the house and attract a woman and marry her and so on and so on and so on.
The second type is ritualism. This kind of people, they accept the institutionalized means, but they reject the cultural goals. Let's say like a person wants to have a job, wants to gain money, wants to have a car maybe, but they don't want to get married. They don't want to have children. They don't accept what the society sets as goals. Yeah? And let's talk about the third type. The third type are called innovationary. So the innovationary people, they are mostly what they're thought of like criminals and so on. But let's not only focus on the type of criminals. I want to give some positive example that can be entrepreneurs. So this type of people, they reject the institutionalized means. They're like, I don't want to gain money by getting a job, by going to university and studying and getting a regular job, and yeah, they don't accept it. But they accept the cultural goals. They're like, this is not how I want to achieve my goals, or social goals, or the goals set by society. They're like, I want money, but I don't want to do it your way. I want to do it my way. So they try to find another way to gain money. This can be legal or illegal, but they still want to have kids and a family and a house and a car and so on. Now we're going to talk about the fourth type. That is called Retreatism. This type is more of like hippies. They don't want to achieve any kind of goals, not the ones set by society, not the ones set by themselves. And they don't want to follow any institutionalized means. They don't want to do anything. They just live in the moment. And most of the time, this is given off the example of hippies. And then, finally, we are going to move to the fifth type. The fifth type is the rebellion. This type of people, they're like, I want to have my own goals. I don't want to follow goals set by society, by my ancestors, by people who lived on this earth for millions of years, and I have to follow it. No, I don't want that. And at the same time, I don't want to follow your way of achieving goals in life. I want to have my own goals in life, and I want to have my own way of achieving them. So this is just an overview of how people can be in a society and how they approach to change, or to which extent they can accept change in their life. What type are you? Anyway, when we talk about change, we might think about excitement, a new way of living, a new way of seeing things, and a lot of adrenaline. But in fact, this is not all about change. Change can be a good thing, but it is also combined with a lot of pain. And here, our lovely sociologist, Emile Durkheim, talks about anomie. Anomie is the chaos that you have in your life. In another word, it is the mess that you get your life in when you attempt to have a change. And this is totally normal. If you are single and start a relationship, at first you have butterflies, you're happy, but after some times you feel like, oh, what is going on? My life is a mess. I cannot have balance in my life. This is so simple. This is so normal, because you change from a lifestyle to another lifestyle. And after some time, you can notice, you start being aware that there is a mess in your life. So whatever kind of change you are going to get into, you should be psychologically ready, mentally, physically, fiscally ready to the kind of mess that will come to your life. You are changing country, you should be ready that it's not going to be all butterflies. It's not going to be all wonderful and nice and people will open their arms to you. It's a new culture. You have a lot of cultural shock, a lot of xenophobia. You will have a lot of moments where you feel so down. But to face it, you have to be ready for it. You have to expect that this will happen. And you have to have faith. This is a very important point in whatever change you want to do. Not everything can be done rationally. Some things need to be combined with whatever it is spiritual. I always say, to make miracles in life, you need to believe in miracles. And miracles are not rational. Bye.